Welcome back, everyone. This is Trending Update USA, and I'm Steffan. Thank you for joining me today as we bring you a major career update on one of the biggest stars in modern tennis, Coco Gauff, because what's happening right now could truly change her future in ways fans never expected. Coco Gauff has never been just another rising talent. From the moment she burst onto the global stage as a teenager, the tennis world understood that something special was unfolding. But now, as her career enters a new and decisive phase, the conversation is no longer about potential or promise. It is about legacy, longevity, and whether Coco Gauff is preparing to define an entire era of women's tennis. This update is not about one match or one tournament. It is about a shift in mindset, strategy, and ambition that could reshape everything we think we know about her path forward. Coco Gauff's journey has always been fast-moving, but the last stretch of her career has shown a clear evolution. Early on, she was seen as a fearless teenager with explosive athleticism and natural confidence, capable of beating anyone on a good day but still learning how to manage the relentless grind of the tour. Those early years were full of highlight wins, emotional interviews, and massive expectations placed on shoulders that were still growing. What makes this current moment different is that Coco Gauff is no longer reacting to the tour. She is actively shaping her place within it. That distinction matters, because it separates great players from generational champions. One of the most important aspects of this career update is the way Coco Gauff now talks about her game. In recent months, her language has changed. She no longer frames success or failure around youth or experience. Instead, she speaks like a veteran who understands her strengths, acknowledges her weaknesses, and views improvement as a long-term process rather than a race. This shift in perspective signals maturity, but more importantly, it signals control. When a player understands that they do not need to win everything immediately, they begin making smarter decisions that protect their body, their confidence, and their career lifespan. On the court, the changes are becoming visible. Coco Gauff's serve, once a talking point for inconsistency, has evolved into a more reliable weapon. It may not always be the most dominant serve on tour, but it is increasingly dependable under pressure. That reliability changes match dynamics entirely. Instead of scrambling to recover after service games, she now builds points with patience and intention. This gives her more energy to deploy her greatest asset, her movement and defense, which continues to be among the best in the world. Opponents are finding it harder to break her rhythm, and that frustration often leads to errors that swing momentum in her favor. Another key development is Coco Gauff's tactical awareness. Earlier in her career, she relied heavily on speed and instinct. Now, she constructs points with greater variety. She mixes depth and angles more effectively, she uses the forehand with increased confidence, and she is more willing to come forward when the moment is right. These are not small adjustments. These are the kinds of changes that turn close losses into hard-fought wins. They also show that Coco Gauff and her team are thinking beyond short-term results and focusing on how to beat the same elite opponents repeatedly over many seasons. This career update also reflects a deeper understanding of pressure. Coco Gauff has lived under intense scrutiny for years. Every loss has been analyzed, every win magnified. What is different now is how she processes that pressure. Instead of carrying the weight of expectation into every match, she appears more grounded, more focused on execution rather than outcome. This mental recalibration could be one of the most significant factors in changing her future. Tennis history is full of talented players who struggled not because of skill, but because of the mental toll of constant expectation. Coco Gauff seems determined not to become one of those stories. Off the court, her growth is just as important. Coco Gauff has become one of the most recognizable athletes in the world, not just in tennis. Her voice carries weight, her presence commands attention, and her platform continues to expand. The difference now is how strategically she manages that visibility. Instead of being overwhelmed by endorsements and media demands, she appears more selective, more intentional. This balance allows her to remain authentic while protecting her focus as an athlete. It also ensures that her brand grows alongside her career, not at the expense of it. What truly makes this update fascinating is how it positions Coco Gauff within the broader landscape of women's tennis. The current era is defined by depth, power, and constant competition at the top. There is no single dominant force for long stretches, and that volatility creates opportunity. Coco Gauff's evolution suggests she is positioning herself not just to win big titles, but to do so consistently. Consistency is the true currency of greatness. It is what separates champions from stars, and stars from legends. Her rivalries are also taking on new dimensions. Matches against other top players are no longer framed as learning experiences. They are battles between equals. Coco Gauff approaches these encounters with the confidence of someone who believes she belongs at the very top. That belief is crucial, because it changes how you play critical points. When you expect to win, you swing freely. When you believe you deserve the moment, you rise to it. This belief is becoming more evident with each passing tournament. Another element that could change her future is how she manages her schedule. Smart scheduling is an underrated aspect of long-term success. Coco Gauff appears increasingly aware of when to push and when to rest. This awareness reduces burnout and injury risk, two factors that have derailed many promising careers. By pacing herself and prioritizing peak performance at key moments, she increases her chances of sustaining excellence over many years. This career update also highlights the importance of team stability. Coco Gauff's support system has played a crucial role in her development. Clear communication, trust, and shared vision create an environment where growth is possible. Rather than chasing constant changes, her team seems focused on refining what already works. This stability fosters confidence and allows Coco Gauff to focus on her craft without unnecessary distractions. Fans may also notice a subtle but powerful change in how Coco Gauff handles adversity during matches. Instead of visible frustration, there is more problem solving. Instead of emotional reactions, there is strategic adjustment. These traits are hallmarks of champions who understand that setbacks are part of the journey. This composure under fire is not something that can be taught overnight. It is earned through experience, reflection, and resilience. Looking ahead, this career update suggests that Coco Gauff's best years may still be ahead of her. That statement carries weight considering how much she has already achieved. It speaks to the idea that she is building towards something bigger than isolated victories. She is building a foundation for sustained dominance. If she continues on this path, the conversation around her career will shift from what she might achieve to how high she can climb among the all-time greats. There is also a sense that Coco Gauff is redefining success on her own terms. Rather than chasing narratives created by others, she seems committed to writing her own story. This independence is empowering, and it allows her to navigate the highs and lows of the sport with clarity. When an athlete defines success internally, external noise loses its power. The impact of this evolution extends beyond Coco Gauff herself. Young players watching her journey now see a blueprint for growth that emphasizes patience, adaptability, and self-belief. They see that early success does not require early burnout, and that maturity can arrive without sacrificing ambition. Coco Gauff's career update is not just about her future, but about the future of the sport she represents. As the tennis calendar continues to unfold, every appearance by Coco Gauff will be viewed through this new lens. Fans will look for signs of progress, moments of composure, and flashes of brilliance that confirm this transformation. And while no career follows a perfectly straight path, the direction she is moving in is clear. She is no longer chasing the future. She is actively creating it. So as we watch Coco Gauff step onto the court in the months ahead, remember that you are witnessing more than matches and results. You are witnessing the shaping of a career that could define a generation. This is a pivotal chapter, and it is unfolding right before our eyes. Coco Gauff's career update is not just news. It is a signal. A signal that the future of women's tennis is being written by a player who understands who she is, where she is going, and what it will take to get there. Thank you for watching Trending Update USA. This is Steffan, and if you want to stay informed on the biggest stories shaping the world of tennis and beyond, make sure you stay right here with us, because the journey of Coco Gauff is far from over, and the next chapter could be the most powerful one yet.